Hey everybody, 190 Silver here, and here's the video I wanted to share with you about Governor DeSantis from Florida when he was discussing making silver and gold legal tender in the state of Florida. And I want to share a little bit of information. I'll play a little clip for you, and then I'll show you what my concerns are as far as the way that I'm stacking now. Obviously, I'm still stacking my 90. That will never change. But let me share this clip with you, and then I'll go into detail.
Floridians, you're going to soon be able to see some bills with gold or silver coin under a new law. Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill yesterday that would allow people to use gold or silver as legal tender in the state. The governor said only 2 states have done it, and it would make Florida the largest state to do it so far.
This legislation will authorize money services business like check cashers or PayPal to transmit and accept payment in gold and silver. That means these precious metals can start functioning like real currency again, not just investment vehicles for the wealthy.
The new rules would have to be ratified by the state legislature. If lawmakers agree, the law would take effect as soon as July 1st of next year.
Okay, so here's what it says about Florida's bill HB 999, which has to do with the silver and gold being used as legal tender. So as far as the purity standards, you can tell here it says coins must be at least 99.5 pure in gold and 3/9 fine in silver. Once they meet purity standards, gold and silver can be used to pay debt to collect, for debts, taxes, and other fees in Florida. Purity and weight. The legislation specifies that the coins must have the required weight and purity stamped to be recognized as legal tender. Now, there was an article that I read when this first came out that said that the coins have to be stamped by a sovereign mint. So that is what kind of changed a little bit of the way I was stacking, and I want to share that with you here, because if that is the case, then certain bullion coins or bullion rounds will not be accepted. It's all depends on that stamp. If it has to be stamped by a sovereign mint, then that could really be a game changer as far as rounds is concerned. Now, that was an article that I read early on, and this is basically, I just looked this up today, and today is October 12th, Sunday, 2025, and it does not say that anywhere here, but I will keep looking for that. But in the meantime, let me show you what I'm doing different. All right, so based on that information, and I still got to do some more research to find out if the bill states that it requires a sovereign mint stamp on the coin or not. That's going to be a game changer, and I'll look into that a little bit further, see if I can find some more information on it. Because if that is the case, then things like, this Britannia is fine because it's stamped and it's, it's from the mint, and just like this Canadian maple is fine also, and the Philharmonics and things like that, etc., etc., etc. I would have to assume that US 90 coins will also be accepted, because obviously they're from the US Mint. Even though they're not stamped US Mint, they are stamped United States. So I think that's fine. The thing that I changed in my stacking was I kind of slowed down on these generic rounds, because they are not stamped by a sovereign mint. So, and obviously, lately, as far as I've been buying, there hasn't been too much of a price variance between a silver round and a sovereign coin. The difference is minuscule, and to me it's just worth it to get something that's much more recognized, as opposed to getting the generics. I mean, there's an Amex, but the generic ones with the happy faces and the silly ones. So I'm kind of holding off on that. Today's October 11th, sorry, October 12th, Sunday, 2025. And if you see what's been going on with the silver prices, they're going ballistic. I think this week, last week, it actually jumped over 51 in intraday trading twice, over $51, which is crazy when you realize that I mean, from my last couple of videos, the prices have just exploded, and I think it's got a lot to do with the lack or scarcity. I think we're actually in a silver squeeze now as far as the banking sector is concerned and the COMEX. So we'll see how that plays out. But let me know what your thoughts are. If you have any information at all about that Governor DeSantis bill, it's HB 999, because if that is the case, that it requires a sovereign mint stamp on the coin, then I'm sure all the other states will follow suit. And there's quite a bit of states now that are actually have legislation in place to pass the same type of bill. So this is becoming more and more popular. I think as more states jump on the bandwagon, then it'll be easier for other states to say, hey, you know, if they did it, I'm going to do it too. So anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. And if you have any information, please put them in the comments. I appreciate your patience. I know I haven't been posting that often, but hopefully that'll change soon. And we'll see. It's kind of hard to throw some topics on there and throw some content, because the fluctuation is so intense on a day-to-day basis. And I think this is something's going on now that's obviously you might know. It's called backwardation, to where the future COMEX prices is less than the actual spot silver price, and that is that's something that is not very common at all. And it just goes to show, at least I think that you know, the COMEX and the exchanges are so in trouble with their short positions. And if you look at the lease rate for silver, which was typically less than 1%, 0.5% or 1%, in the past couple of weeks, a few weeks back, it jumped up to like 5 or 5.5%. And I saw a video this past week where now, I mean, their interest rates for silver is up to like 12%, which is crazy. So there's a bunch of people that are just jumping ship, taking their losses because they can't afford to lease any of the silver to cover their short positions. But anyway, that's it for today. Just wanted to share that with you all, and thanks again for your support, your kind words, and your comments. And hopefully we'll have something very interesting to discuss in this coming week. I'm expecting, I think silver this week is definitely gonna go over 50 and not come back down and have continuous closings. I think $40 silver is a thing of the past. And trust me, if it does break below 50 and into those 40 ranges, I'm definitely going to continue my stack, because I don't think we're going to be able to buy silver at in the $40 range for much longer. This is not financial advice. I mean, this is just what I'm doing. But keep an eye on things, because they're changing drastically. All right, y'all. This is Y90 Silver. Thanks again. Take care.